welcome back to Stanny Reviews. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out my channel. We are here to talk about your favorite horror films and my favorite horror films. It is officially Gemini season, which is a good thing for me because I am a Gemini, but it's probably a bad thing for you because you're all probably Cancers or Libras, like my boyfriend or all of my ex-boyfriends or best friends. Anyway, last week we covered a really shitty werewolf movie set in Los Angeles, but this week we are taking things on the road to Nashville, and we are going to talk about the new Epix/Blumhouse thriller, Torn Hearts. I'm excited, y'all. So excited that I just used the word y'all, and I'll probably use it again, which means that this movie had an ample effect on me. Now, I want to get it out of the way right now. I love country music. I always have. Rest in peace, Naomi. There's a particular kind of tragedy combined with glamour that I've always been fascinated with that you just don't find with other musical categories. The songs are always so sad. The music videos are always full of heartbreak, and all of that always matches the artist that sings and tells those stories. And I just love it. And it's not very often that you get a horror movie that is set to a country music backdrop. So I'm very grateful and thankful to Brea Grant and Rachel Kohler-Kraft for bringing us Torn Hearts. The cool thing about Brea Grant is that she has been around the horror block, and it shows with her visual eye. She's the one who directed this movie. She was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. She was in the movie Beyond the Gates, directed by Jackson Stewart, and that's a fun, weird film. If you haven't seen it, check it out. And before this, she also directed 12-Hour Shift, which I haven't seen, but I've heard a lot of really good things about, and I love Angela Batiste. I might be saying her last name wrong. It might be Bettis or Bettis, but I think it's Batiste. She played Carrie once. Not in the best version of Carrie, but she did play Carrie once. Angela Batiste, not Brea Grant. And Rachel Kohler-Kraft, not only did she write this movie, but she also wrote all the original lyrics that the fictional girl group sings in this movie. The composer of the movie, who did all of the music, is Brittany Allen, who is another Scream queen who starred in movies like It Stains the Sand Red, Jigsaw, What Keeps You Alive, and she's also on the Amazon show The Boys. So I really love that this movie is a female-driven film, both cast-wise and crew-wise. You don't get that a lot. I guess we should just get into it. Torn Hearts is about a country girl duo group named Jordan and Lee. They're best friends. They met in a coffee shop. They've been together for a couple of years, and they're trying to break into the country music scene. Jordan is the songwriter, and Lee is the sexy front singer, and together they make up Torn Hearts. They're on the verge of becoming something big with the help of their manager, Richie, who is also Lee's boyfriend. We all know that that can't end well. Somehow, they get their hands on the address of local legend Harper Dutch, one half of what is left of the super infamous Dutch sisters, and they take it upon themselves to pay her a visit in hopes of gaining some womanly, friendly advice from an artist who has been there, done that, knows the ropes, who might just be able to tell them a little bit about what to expect from their future as country stars, and maybe, just maybe, might want to record a song with them. Now, a little bit about Harper Dutch. She, along with her sister Hope, they were the big talk of the country town. They were on top of the world back in the 80s. They were the biggest deal. They were very, very popular. And we don't know how long ago, but Hope killed herself, leaving Harper to kind of deal with the aftermath in her big, gothic, scary mansion in the middle of nowhere, Nashville. And she's kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs at this point. The girls end up going to visit her, and Harper actually takes a liking to them and agrees to make a song with them, much to their surprise. But it's going to cost them a little bit more than some friendly, womanly advice. And that's where things get fun, up, and spooky. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I loved this movie. Here's why. Katie Sagal. You guys, Katie Sagal owns this movie. I watched a lot of Married with Children growing up, so I was raised by Katie Sagal, man. But to see her in a role like this is something else entirely, and I love when an actress gets to branch out, and to see Katie Sagal do something like this is so delicious. She chews up this scenery so much and just spits it the f*** out. She's like a younger, prettier, more hyped up version of Baby Jane Hudson. And I kind of like to call this movie a Whatever Happened to Baby Jane with a twang. I just loved her performance. And I don't know what this movie would have been like without her necessarily, but I was thinking about it, and it would have been kind of cool to see this movie with someone like Reba or even Cher. It just would have been a different movie. But I'm happy with what we got. The girls who portrayed Torn Hearts themselves also did very lovely. Alexis Lemire and Abby Quinn, I believed their struggles, I believed their friendship, and I was rooting for both of them even when shit got really twisted and dark. And for some reason, I always get super surprised to see Joshua Leonard in a movie, which goes to show you that The Blair Witch Project is still an effective film 20 some odd years later, because I always think that he's dead. Now, there wasn't much blood or gore here, but this kind of movie didn't really need it. It more relied on tension and suspense and character development, which all three qualities were very much on display here, at least I think. I'll say it again, Torn Hearts was a psycho bitty picture for the new generation. I'm not sure if everyone will dig it the way that I dig it. I dug it, but on Stanny's Stab-O-Meter, I'm gonna give it 4 stabs. And the only reason I don't give it a perfect score is because the ending kind of came out of left field for me, kind of reminiscent of Scream 2022, and I don't think that's giving anything away. It just kind of felt out of place. I liked it, it just didn't feel like it was part of the same movie. I felt like it kind of went in a different direction and it didn't really feel organic. And I expected something a little bit different, but it wasn't enough to take me completely out of the picture, and it's still a great movie, and I liked it very much, and I'll watch it again, and I highly recommend this to anybody. So let me know what you think, guys. Did you watch Torn Hearts? Do you plan to watch Torn Hearts? If you did, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, you guys, we reached our 200th subscriber, and I'm so happy to give a shout out to Jesse Hoffman of Portland. Thank you so much, Jesse, for being a viewer and being a friend. And I'm a man of my word, and I have obtained his address. I'm going to be sending him a cute little something here in the mail. I'm not going to say what it is, but when he receives it, maybe he will tag me, and I'll tag him when that happens, however that works. We will keep each other posted, and we'll go from there. Have a really good week. I'll be back next week. Watch Torn Hearts. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback, you know what to do. I'll see you soon.